You want Nerf news? How about an entire new Nerf lineup? How about 4 new Nerf blasters in that new Nerf lineup? Buckle up, because things are going to get really exciting and maybe even a little dark, because these blasters seem to have some dark secrets that I will allude to. Before I start the video, 2 quick little announcements. 1, my source for this video is my buddy Ballard Lionheart. You may have seen his stuff on my channel, you may even seen his stuff floating around like Facebook and the Nerf subreddit and stuff like that, but if you haven't, I implore you to check out his channel, which I'll have linked down in the comment section below, and in the top right corner is a card where you can check out his channel, because he's got tons of cool stuff I've never got my hands on, and he recently made the sexiest Nerf long shot that's ever existed. And I'm sure he's gonna do a video on it, so you should really check out his channel, not only for that, but all the other cool stuff. And 2, I will be doing a lot of Nerf news today. And that doesn't mean like the stuff I covered recently with like the Worker Hurricane and the Mega Megalodon. I'm planning on uploading 3 videos just today, which is crazy for this channel, so hang in there, but there's a lot of stuff to talk about because there's been a lot of stuff announced. So yeah, an entire new Nerf lineup. You had Nerf N-Strike Elite and Zombie Strike and Doomlance and Alien Menace and Rebel was a thing, and now it's gone and buried out back somewhere, and I kind of miss it because I really like the Rebel series, but I can kind of guess why they killed it, and now we have the Nerf Alpha Strike joining that prestigious lineup in 2019. The Nerf Elite Vortex Rival N-Strike Mega Alpha Strike. No, not that Alpha Strike. That's kind of cool. I made a blaster called the Alpha Strike because the Alpha Strike's what they use in like Mech Warrior when you want to fire all of your weapons at once, and darn the consequences of heat generation from doing that. And I made that into a blast. I made a blaster that shot like all the darts and anyway, point is, there's a whole new Nerf line. It's called the Alpha Strike line, and they have 4 new blasters in that lineup. I got really excited when I saw these on my phone, and I got less excited when I saw them on the computer in full resolution, because there's something you'll probably notice about this new Nerf lineup. We're gonna start with the most exciting ones I saw. The first things that got me really excited, meet the Lynx SO1 and the Stinger SO1. The first, the Lynx, I would assume that's the Lynx, but it might not be. It might be the Stinger. I can't really tell, but it's a Jolt. Nothing really too exciting about that one. I like Jolt, and hopefully it's elite performance, and I think all of these are elite performance because they have like the elite dart thing down there, and it doesn't say motion. I mean, we can only see so much of the box, but it doesn't say anything about like, it just says elite, and when I see elite, like especially like dart-wise, then I assume it's gonna be elite distances. Otherwise, they just say darts or whatever. The Alpha Strike darts. They wouldn't, you know what I mean. But the bigger, more exciting blaster is, I assume, the Stinger, but it's a breech-loaded pump-action pistol-looking thing. It's got a stock on it that holds a bunch of darts, which is pretty useful. It's got a scope. Kinda doubt it magnifies anything. I'm sure it's just a hollow piece of plastic, but it looks cool. And it has a pump-action grip on it, and the barrel breaks in order for you to load darts into it. But I have a complaint, because if you look at the actual loading diagram, like it shows a dart and an arrow moving into it, obviously you breach it, shove a dart in, close it, pump it, and fire it, and if you're only getting 1 shot, which is kind of weird. This is alluding to something that I really want to talk about at the end of all this, because I think I know where they're going with this entire lineup. I'm gonna call it, and let's see if I'm right, but yeah. I really want a good breech-loaded pistol, and they just won't give it to me, and I'm really excited, but I also know it's not actually a breech-loaded pistol. I just want like a better barrel break, and I don't know why that's such a difficult thing to get. The barrel break system was actually pretty freaking cool, but the barrel break itself is reverse plungered. It's like almost impossible to make that the direct plungered without changing everything and 3D printing a bunch of stuff that doesn't exist, so yeah, I'm getting off on a tangent, but I really want a good breech-loaded pistol, and I don't think this is gonna be it, but I mean, it looks like a cool blaster, and of course I'm gonna have to give it a shot. Like, there's no way I'll pass that up. It looks really cool. Next up, we've got the Tiger I don't know. I cut it off on the picture here, but I'm gonna assume, I'm gonna call the Tiger CQB2, because it's a double breach. It's a double breach. It's literally a double breach. It's an elite double breach. Is that a bad thing? Well, the Double Breach itself wasn't a very good blaster, and a lot of people hated it. I think it's one of the best looking Nerf shotguns they've ever made, but of course the thing performs like crap, doesn't really have good mod potential, and was just a colossal disappointment all around. Kind of just a waste of plastic. Hopefully this is way more compact, and hopefully is, like, I mean, the fact it's already meant for, like, elite darts, which is what you'd want to do with a Double Breach anyway, means that it could be really easy to get this thing to have, like, an actual breach. You know what I mean? Because, like, it should be easy to, like, have the pump control a breach and everything like that. I have high hopes for the modability on this one, but it's full of gears and everything like the Double Breach, then it might just be crap. But I assume it's going to be a smaller, more efficient Double Breach. But I don't know, I think it looks really freaking cool. It's very similar to like a Spaz 12 kind of silhouette without the folding stock on it, so maybe? And last but certainly not least, it's the Wolf LR, I'm gonna guess 1, because again, it is cut off, but this is what looks to be the marksman rifle of the lineup, and it's a single shot, elite shooting size dart rifle. It's got a scope on it, and it looks to be kinda either you literally just put a dart in and pull it back and fire. So it's gonna be like a fire strike, but with a huge body on it and a stock and all that stuff. I mean, the priming rod looks interesting, but it looks pretty jolt-ish, so I don't quite know. Let's hope it's actually more similar to something like, I don't know, the Sharpfire, where when you prime it back, the breach opens up, or then you push it forward, and then you fire it, because that would be way cooler. This is the biggest blaster it looks to be in the entire line, and probably the most expensive, but really, who knows? But I'm seeing a pattern with all these blasters here that we really need to talk about. So, I'm sure you noticed that this lineup, the Alpha Strike lineup, probably should have been called Team Edge, or Alpha Edge, or Edge Strike, or something, because they basically took the Messenger and the Diamondista from the Rebel line, you know, the grips and stuff that nobody ever liked, and made an entire lineup that is that. And the way these blasters function are very similar to a lot of the Zuru blasters we got in the past. Like, the Hawkeye, for instance, is pretty much identical, at least from this picture. Again, I don't have the blaster, so in a month at Toy Fair and the news comes out and people are firing demos up of the blasters and they were completely amazingly different, well, you can all come and laugh at me, but I do this for a living. I have a pretty good understanding of how things work, so I really hope I'm wrong. Let's just put it that way, but it works almost like the Hawkeye. And then you've got the Tiger, which it's a shotgun, but it reminds me very much of like the Vigilante without the breaking barrel. It's a Double Breach Vigilante kind of thing. And then you've got the Wolf, and the Wolf, yeah, hopefully it doesn't just have a hole at the top of it at all times you just front load a dart into. This, I think, especially from the box of the Lynx and the Stinger, is a budget Nerf brand. All of the lack of like any kind of mold filling or anything like that, they're all very basic shapes. The shells are, there's no paint application, there's barely any details. I have a feeling Nerf is trying to take back what like Zuru and Buzzbee and Dart Zone have been doing and try to make try to get some cheaper blasters out there, because Nerf has been historically really expensive. Like, even if I go to Walmart right now, the cheapest blaster is like either a Jolt or like the Quadrant. And then like everything else is like 15, 20, or that, oh, it's just astronomically more expensive, 40, 50, $70, or if there's a Prometheus, it's even more expensive. I've never even seen a Prometheus on a shelf anywhere. But my point is, I think this is Nerf's budget line, especially since like they're like a 30 item pack for the Lynx and the Stinger, and well, 26 of those are darts, and then the 2 blasters, and yeah, I don't really know how I feel about this. They look really cool, but at the same time, it doesn't seem like they're gonna work any different than things we already have. They're reshells on reshells and reshells, and while reshells can be really good, there comes to a point where we get like 5 or 6 Spectre reshells in 2-year span, and everybody hates this. But the Spectre wasn't even a good blaster at the time, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna complain too much about getting reshells of the Sharpfire, because the Sharpfire is a pretty good blaster. If you've seen the stuff people have been able to do with like the Sharpfire and Ion, well, maybe not the Ion Fire, but the Falcon Fire, like these are good blasters. And then you get like the Evader is a Strife reshell, but the Evader is a good blaster. The Strife is a good blaster. So it's hard for me to really hate that kind of stuff, but when they just reshell blasters to reshell blasters without really doing anything unique or different with them, I start to get a little hesitant and I start to not really like where things are going. I really hope I'm wrong about this one. I hope there's something about these blasters that really blows me away, and I know if that opinion doesn't work for you, you gotta remember that while I am capable of understanding a blaster is like, it's for kids and it's for fun, my channel isn't for you. My channel is for the hobby. So first and foremost, my entire scope for this channel is as a hobby level. So if a blaster's fun, I'm gonna say, yeah, it's really fun, but if it's absolute garbage that has no mod potential and something else does the same thing better, to Shadow Arceus 6, then I'm gonna call it as such. And these blasters, I really wanna get excited for them, but I just don't see that happening. But let me know what you think about the new Alpha Strike line down in the comment sections below, and most importantly, let me know how I'm doing, because if I'm calling it wrong, then I'm calling it wrong, but I feel like I've hit the nail on the head with this one. I hope it's good, and I hope we see some really cool stuff out of it. And hey, if they're a bunch of blasters, that means I can get the entire lineup and not really have to worry. Except for all the epoxy putty I'm going to have to buy in order to fill in all those gaps. Yeah. I'm WallCom7, thank you very much for watching this video, and of course, I hope to see you in an entirely different one. And like I said, stay tuned, because there's going to be a lot more videos, and then just seriously check out the playlist.
You gotta